What's up guys, Brendan Hancock here with another episode of Groove Subaru today, and we're here at Red Rocks Amphitheater with the beautiful foothills in the background, and we brought along a 2019 Subaru Ascent. Now, I've had the opportunity to drive this car for the last week or so and really get to know it, and today I'm going to tell you guys a couple things I absolutely love about this vehicle, and a few things I think could use some improvement in the upcoming years. Let's go take a look. Now, reason number one that I absolutely love the Subaru Ascent is the way that this car drives. Now, typically big three-row SUVs don't even consider the driving experience whatsoever. And this is a new engine. It's a 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer engine producing 260 horsepower, 277 foot-pounds of torque, and all of that is available to you right at 2,000 RPM. Now, I've driven cars with big V8s, with close to 400 horsepower, and they drive great and stuff, but none of that power is available to you until you hit 4,000 or 5,000, sometimes even above that in terms of RPM. So you're basically having to floor it in order to get any of that power. But with this being available to you at 2,000 RPM, gives you plenty of power, to pass vehicles, get up onto the highway. It tows 5,000 pounds, which is incredible. And most importantly, you get to use regular gasoline. And with an engine like this, one would not expect that, which is an added bonus. The second thing that I absolutely love about the Subaru Ascent is all of the standard safety features that you get on this vehicle. Now, this is a touring trim level, so this is top of the line, which will come with a few things you're not going to get on the base model, such as the blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert, as well as the reverse automatic braking. But even on a base model, you're going to get the EyeSight safety system standard, which is going to give you things such as pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, pre-collision throttle management, and a whole bunch of other safety features, making this one of the safest vehicles you can buy and starting in the low $30,000 price point. Reason number three I absolutely love the Subaru Ascent is its all-season versatility. Now, every single Subaru Ascent is going to come standard with Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, 8.7 inches of ground clearance in X mode. Now, X mode is our off-road feature, and it's going to come on vehicles such as the Outback, the Crosstrek, and the Forester, in addition to the Subaru Ascent. And what it does is it has a throttle control management system that helps prevent slippage and send power to the wheels with the most traction. Now, on downhills, it has a feature called hill descent control, where it uses the traction and stability control to brake for you, so you're not even touching the brakes. It's just keeping you at a nice slow speed down, for example, a steep gravel road, making this one of the most capable three-row SUVs you can get. Reason number four I absolutely love the Subaru Ascent is all of the interior cabin space for both you and your passengers. Now, I'm 6'1" and I'm sitting in the driver's seat here, and in most three-row SUVs, maybe except for example like a Chevy Suburban, which is an absolutely massive vehicle, you can sit in the first and second row as an adult, but third rows are usually pretty unusable for anybody who's not a very small child. That is not the case in this vehicle. Now, as I mentioned, I've adjusted this steering wheel and seating position to where I, at 6'1", can comfortably sit. And the best part about it is I can also sit here and be comfortable, where I actually have a little bit of recline. I can move my knees without anything touching at all. If I wanted to, and I didn't have someone behind me, I could go back all the way to here. But if I did want to have someone in the third row and actually have them be comfortable, I could still adjust my seat to here, where I've got plenty of room, and I can still sit in the third row and be comfortable. And that's me at 6'1", sitting behind myself in the third row. Not a lot of cars can say that. Reason number five that I absolutely love the Subaru Ascent is the super user-friendly in-vehicle technology. Now, this is the third generation Starlink touchscreen infotainment system, and as you can see, it's very much set up a lot like an iPhone, which makes it very easy to use. So I have on my phone here with my contacts and everything, although I'm set up with Apple CarPlay, so this won't actually show me the same thing. It'll show me my Apple CarPlay stuff. But you're also going to have your built-in navigation here, which is super, super easy to use. All of my apps right here, where I can check the weather, fuel prices, all of that kind of stuff. And most of this can actually be controlled with voice activation, which makes it even easier. The other thing I really like is that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are going to be standard on all 2019 Subaru Ascents, which makes it even easier to use. You can send and receive text messages super easily, make phone calls, and all of your music apps are going to show up right there on there, so you can see your actual interface of those apps, as well as have things like Google Maps and Waze easily available for you to navigate. Couldn't be easier. Now, while the Subaru Ascent is one of my absolute favorite vehicles, probably my favorite vehicle that Subaru makes, and my wife's lease is up in a couple of months, and the likelihood that we're going to replace her Forester XT with one of these is extremely high. But there are a few things that I might say could use some improvement over the coming years, so let's go over that list now. So number one, the look of the vehicle. Now, the The segment of 3-row SUVs, 7 and 8 passenger cars is really taking off. A lot of automakers are making vehicles like this that are competing with one another. For example, the Chevy Traverse, the Honda Pilot, the Toyota Highlander, very, very competitive segment now. And the thing that I don't necessarily love about it is the fact that they're all sort of starting to look very, very similar. Now, in terms of the Subaru Ascent looking like other Subaru vehicles, those that are being built on the global platform are kind of looking more and more similar to themselves, and Subaru's definitely doing that intentionally, especially when you look at the front of these vehicles. You can definitely see a lot of similarities. What I'd like to perhaps see, though, would be some sort of maybe appearance package or something a little bit more aggressive to make it stand out from the competition. You take, for example, a Kia Telluride, which is a new vehicle that's just come out. The look of it is definitely something that goes back to the older SUV, more boxy kind of look, which I don't know if Subaru will ever go to that level of an extreme, but I'd like to see something that differentiates it a little bit more from the competition. Perhaps some type of appearance package that either makes it look a little bit more rugged or a little bit more sporty, just to stand out. Now, the second thing that I would like to see, at least perhaps as an option on this Subaru Ascent, is some type of performance option. Now, one of my favorite things on the Subaru Ascent is this engine, and this is the 2.4-liter turbocharged boxer engine, which produces 260 horsepower and 277 foot-pounds of torque. Now, the thing that really makes this car drive well is that all of that power is available at just 2,000 RPM. Now, my Grand Cherokee has a V8 in it and has 360 horsepower, and honestly, I feel that this drives better and more powerfully than that car does, despite having almost 100 additional horsepower. But something that I would like to see as an option, and I understand this probably will not be a super popular opinion given how good the engine already is, but some type of performance option for the engine. Now, the vehicles that have this as an option, for example, the Durango RT, the Durango SRT, the Ford Explorer ST that's coming out, those are really the only options in the 7-8 passenger vehicles that have performance options. But Subaru has a huge history of rally and performance cars, and so I'd really like to see some type of option, perhaps maybe an STI type model or something like that, perhaps the 6-cylinder with the turbocharged engine just as an option. It probably wouldn't be a super popular thing, so this might be something that could be an order-only kind of option that you could get. But if you had, for example, a STI package similar to what you see on the Crosstrek, where you have the black 15-spoke wheels, you have maybe the STI pedals, the shifter, some slight you might say STI on the headrest or something like that. The other thing that you could do, in addition to having perhaps a slightly more powerful engine that produces 350, 360, something in that range, if you look at this engine, you have a top-mounted intercooler here, and this is essentially a hood scoop. So the only difference is that instead of actually having it with a hood scoop on the top here, the air is actually being filtered. It's coming through here. It's going through essentially this hood scoop right here onto a top-mounted intercooler. Now, for that, for example, either just an appearance package or actually an upgraded engine option that looks kind of like this, I would love to see a hood scoop, as an option, just to give it a little bit more of a sporty, aggressive look to it that really goes with that rally at heart. For those of us who maybe have a couple kids, but WRX doesn't work for us, but maybe a car that combines both of the things. Those are things that I would like to see Subaru do as an option. Now, the third thing I would like to see a little bit more of with the Subaru Ascent is the availability of the trailer hitch. Now, everyone's been talking about how this car can tow up to 5,000 pounds and it has trailer stability assist standard, which is awesome. I mean, 5,000 pounds is a lot. I mean, you could tow a pretty large boat with that. And the nice thing is, it does have this really easy to remove cover here to reveal the trailer hitch, and this one actually does have it here, so we can see. But most of the ones that I've seen that are being ordered are not coming with it from the factory, which is really how you're going to want to do it because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. So you want to make sure that if you are interested in that and you're looking at the Subaru Ascent, that you actually look at the window sticker, because that's how you can tell without having to actually remove this panel. A lot of the ones that I've been seeing, on our lot and at other dealers' lots, you open this and then all you see is this styrofoam cover, meaning it does not have a trailer hitch. So if you are looking to have that, do make sure that you look at the window sticker to make sure that that vehicle specifically comes equipped with it. Now, the fourth thing that I'd like to see on the Subaru Ascent are the roof rails that we see on the Subaru Outback. Now, excluding the touring trim level of the Subaru Outback. All Outbacks have these rails that have the aero crossbars built in, so you can actually swivel them out when you want to use them and then tuck them back away when you don't, which I think is not only super user-friendly and nice because it gives it, they're built in, you save a couple $100 already having them built in, but also it gives it a little bit more of a rugged, kind of beefy look. And since Subaru really goes for more of that kind of rugged, a lot of these owners are taking, these cars off the beaten path, I think it would give it a nice appearance for the Subaru Ascent to have that feature as well. The fifth and final thing that I would like to see on the Subaru Ascent are 2 additional standard safety features that are not currently available on the base model. And those 2 would be the Starlink safety and security system and the blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alert. Now, the most important one out of that is going to be the telematics system, in my opinion. Now, it is standard on the premium above trim level, so unless you're getting the base, it's the only trim level that would be affected by this. But I think it's super, super important and adds a huge level of safety to the vehicle. So the blue I button that you see up here, that's going to be for Subaru roadside assistance. So ran out of gas, pop a tire, need a jump start, things of that nature. It's actually going to put you in touch with roadside assistance. They'll know exactly where you are and can send help right away. The SOS button calls a different call center in New Jersey that's more trained to deal with emergencies. They have the ability to send police, fire truck, ambulance, tow truck, all of that stuff to your exact location. Also, if the airbags go off, automatically they call you. And if you don't answer, they're on their way. In addition, having the blind spot to be standard would be a nice additional feature. I think, it's great that Subaru has, pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control, all that kind of stuff as standard, which is probably more important to be there than the blind spot is, but just, I don't think it would be a super expensive option to add on there, and definitely something that I would like to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have found this video to be helpful. And while overall I absolutely love this vehicle, there are a couple things I think could use improvement. But with that being said, my wife's Forester lease is up in just a couple of months, and I think we might be seeing one of these in our garage. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on Groove Subaru Today. Take care.